Alright, what's good, y'all? I'm Israel, and I want to welcome y'all to Battle Rap Weekly, your weekly battle rap wrap-up. Alright, so this is the jump-off episode of Battle Rap Weekly. Basically, this blog is for all the people that love battle rap, but don't have the time to tune in every day to the various forums and Facebook groups and blogs and Twitters and all that sort of thing. So once a week, you'll be able to tune in to Battle Rap Weekly and get a day-by-day rundown of exactly what took place to the best of my ability. And then if you just check out the description below, I have links to everything that I mentioned in the weekly rundown. Alright, so today is February the 2nd. It's late night, so hopefully this blog will get out late tonight or first thing in the morning. But I'm going to give you a rundown of the last week, and I'm going to back up just a little bit because we did have two major events. So I'm going to start on Thursday, January 23rd, where we saw KOTD kick off their Blackout 4 event with the KOTD press conference. There was a lot of the battle rappers from the event there. There's lots of questions from the media. I thought it was a great event. I want to shout out to Roan. I think he stole the show in that press conference. He was funny as hell. He handled the interviewer really well, and I think he was really, really entertaining. Alright, so moving into Friday, Saturday, the weekend, we saw Blackout 4 really take off and get into the meat of it. I didn't get the pay-per-view, so I can't really get into all the battles. I did, watch some bootlegs, so I can say that, it was a pretty good event from what I could see. Unfortunately, there was some issues during the Blackout 4. There was some canceled battles with some of the U.S. battlers. Ill Will, Big T, and Verb didn't make it across the border. JC didn't make it, and also Remedy. If you want to see exactly what happened, or at least Organiks' take on the situation, you can check out OTBVA message board. Organik has a response there, and I got a link to that for y'all in the description below. But also, in the Blackout 4, we did have the title match, Pat Stay versus Disaster. Pat Stay, the reigning champion, retained his title and was able to beat Disaster. Shoutouts to Pat Stay. That's the homeboy representing Darkside. Now, if you want more follow-up and some interviews, I encourage you to check out rapgrid.com or check out their YouTube page. They had a number of interviews. They had a guy at the event that was covering it, so check that out. Also on Saturday, January 25th, I believe it was Battle Rap Arena. They released a interview with Verb where he was discussing the fan support of the URL, and he had some various commentary on the state of battle rap. Now, the big event, Sunday, the 26th of January, UW, high stakes, Loaded Lux versus Hollow the Dawn. Man, maybe one of the biggest matches in battle rap history. I don't even know where to start with this event. It was spectacular. Let's just start off with the promos for this. Everything was done right with the press conference, the back and forth, the videos, the trailer. Everything was superb. I hate pay-per-view. I don't like the idea of buying anything online, but I cannot lie to y'all. The promo trailers were so on point that, like, by the time it got to the day of, man, I was busting out the credit card and I had to order the pay-per-view. I knew bootlegs were coming, but I just couldn't take the risk because the event was so properly promoted. The pay-per-view had great audio. The video quality was straight. I thought everything was right. It ran fairly smoothly. There was a few slight, time lapses, but whatever, no big deal. So let's get into the event. First of all, it had interviews with Jay Black and Laura Tarzi, some post-battle interviews. I thought this was absolutely dope. Like, this is what actually sold me on pay-per-view. When B Magic stepped out of the battle with Daylight, he left the stage. They cut to Jay Black and Laura Tarzi. They were talking, and then like a second later, B Magic walked in and gave his post-commentary. Look, I lost it. It was dope. Never have I really seen a battler leave the stage and within like 30 seconds give his opinion of the battle. And I thought that was dope. And also just seeing that side of B Magic, so appreciative of Daylight's performance. I thought that was cool just to see that side of him as well. Just getting into the battles, we had Daylight versus B Magic. We saw all kinds of crazy antics from from Daylight. B Magic gave some strong bars. You can't hate on either one of their performances, but Daylight really just did his thing in that one with the antics. The whole Matrix scheme was crazy. Then you move into O-Red versus Hitman. We know O-Red was feeling a little under the weather. I seen a tweet from him later in the week saying something about he believed that a member of his family had swine flu or something like that, and he thought maybe he had that. I don't know what's up with that situation. Hopefully O-Red is alright. Hitman just killed that. He had such a solid round 1 and a solid round 3. He just performed to the top. Next up, we had Surf versus Calico. It was a really, really intense battle. I don't know what was going on with Calico and Surf's man in the red sweater, but they were very, very intense. You most definitely got to check that battle. It's worth watching. Also, then you get into the headline, Lux versus Hollow. That's a classic battle, going to be debatable forever. I'm not even going to give my opinion. I'm just going to say, you know, LOM, you already snowed at. If you haven't seen the battles, check them out on UW's Ustream channel, and you can check commentaries, interviews, and all that sort of thing from the Real Hot 16 magazine. They were at the event, and they had a lot of interviews. That's what I was checking this week to get my coverage, so shout-outs to the Real Hot 16. They did a great job covering that. Just a little note on the weekend. I mentioned it a few times with these two events that there was some bootlegging that went down. Shout out to OTBVA. I think they're probably Battle Rap's most hated website or forum, whatever you want to call it, message board. I love OTBVA. That's where I go to get all the goods, all the dirts, any tweets that got deleted that I missed, what have you. And they did have all the bootlegs. I know it hurts the culture to a certain extent, or not to a certain extent, it does. But also I know that there's a lot of people that aren't going to pay for the pay-per-view, that do want to participate, that do want to, you know, maybe not pay to watch the battle, but they are going to go and buy merchandise or buy someone's album, that sort of thing. So, and I mean, also, we all know about, you know, Smack DVD. I don't know about y'all, but we were in Canada. We wasn't getting Smack DVDs direct. We got those bootleg. So for us, like, I think bootlegging was a major part of battle rap and just having access to bootleg. So I don't hate on OTBVA. I definitely will be supporting them in the future. Check them out. So moving into Monday, January the 27th, we saw some tweets from Disaster saying that he was going to quit battle rap. This is coming off of his loss to Pat Stay at Blackout 4 for the title. So that was kind of interesting to see that from him. Moving into Tuesday, January 28th, we seen Verb had another interview that was released on Battle Rap Arena. Basically, Battle Rap is Dead was the title of the interview. I'm not really going to get into it, but you could check it out. For Wednesday, January 29th, and basically, yeah, just the kind of that period of days, things get very, very interesting. We see some tweets. Lux calls out Murder Mook. This is just after Lux versus Hollow the Dawn. It's a couple days later. Everyone is still talking about it, still watching the battle, still trying to figure out who the hell won. Essentially, Lux called out Mook. Mook was like, hell yeah, who got the paper? Next thing you know, Rosenberg, who is Eminem's manager, he tweets back like, raise his hand, I got that bread. It was crazy. And then the next thing you know, there's this announcement that Slaughterhouse is going to be on MTV. And they go on there at like 4 o'clock, and they announce this reality show that they're going to be doing with 8 battle rappers who are going to be living in one house. Eminem's doing it. Slaughterhouse is involved. They announced that they got this Road to Slaughterhouse tournament going on, and the 8 people that are going to be living in the house are going to be competing in this tournament. And the finalists in this tournament are going to be the undercard of Lux versus Murder Mook. Obviously, it didn't happen naturally over Twitter. This was pre-planned because they were on MTV at 4 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, they jumped into this tournament. They had Matt Hoffa versus Disaster, Arsenal versus Daylight, Cortez versus Marv 1, Big T versus Verb. I didn't get to see any of that, but I mean, the battles aren't online, but I hear that T-Rex sat in for Cortez in the battles. They were 1 round, 90-second battles, which has a lot of people talking, and just the whole introduction of Eminem, not introduction, but the reintroduction of Eminem into battle rap, and this modern day form of battle rap has got everyone going crazy. Also, along with this whole conversation, you had Hollow tweeting or discussing a battle with Joe Budden. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on with that whole situation. They've been on Instagram in the house. They're posting all these pictures. My Instagram game is weak right now. I ain't even gonna front. I'm gonna get on that. Hopefully, you know, anything that breaks this week, I'll definitely be able to bring you that if it happens on Instagram. All right, so let's jump into Thursday, January 30th, where things start to get a little bit interesting in the PGs, the URL Proving Ground. Some of those artists, if, you know, they started talking. You know, we've seen a release of a video from Danny Myers, who is one of the hot up-and-coming bar-heavy, just punching the shit out of motherfuckers. Danny Myers released a video addressing the whole issue of the URL Vets versus the PGs. That was a really dope interview. You should check that out. We had Adi Boom. He responded to some comments that Verb made. Apparently, Verb choked on the Slaughterhouse in the Road to Slaughterhouse battle, and I guess he said that he don't give a fuck about choking on TV. And I didn't see those comments, but Adi Boom released a video responding to that. That was pretty dope. And apparently, a couple people choked on the show, which I don't understand. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not really here to discuss that. I'm just here to let you know what happened. Also on Thursday, we saw QuietRoom making its Canadian debut at Blackout 4. So it's, I guess, a KOTD / QuietRoom battle. It features LOTTA versus Young CASPER. So shouts out to QuietRoom, KOTD for making that happen. And shit, I forgot to even mention, yo, Smack was at Blackout 4. He co-hosted a battle. Shout out to Smack and KOTD for coming together like that. Yeah. Back into it though. Let's jump into Friday, January 31st. It's an interesting day. We saw Shotgun Suge Shotgun Suge, whatever your name is, you man. Shotgun Suge. He took to Twitter and he announced that Sue Surf had gone to jail. After doing some research, he found out that Surf turned himself in to do a 60-day bid, and I believe that was on a weapons charge. So hopefully he'll, you know, eat that time well, write some good bars, come out spitting that fire. Also on the 31st, we've seen Queen of the Ring, the female battle league. They announced that they have a new home, a new venue where they're going to be doing their next battle event, which takes place on March 8th. So they give us a tour of the new venue. So check that out. They also released a battle this week. I believe it was them that released the battle. It had this shorty in it named Brooklyn's Finest, or BK's Finest. She was real tight. Check that battle out. And I mean, that pretty much wraps up the week. A few last things. Some battles that were released, some hot battles that you might want to check out. Big Kannon versus T Moneybags was released on RBE, which is the Rare Breed Entertainment League. iBattle Worldwide released City Towers versus Presidential Dubz. Danny Myers was up against Mark Minor. That was a URL Proving Ground battle. That was real dope. Danny Myers went ham in that. We also saw the release a little bit a while ago, probably before the dates that I announced for this blog, but saw B Magic versus Ill Will. That was pretty dope as well. Ill Will put on a good show. We've seen Goods versus Danger Zone. That was also a Rare Breed Entertainment release. We also saw a release from KOTD. They had Uno Lavos versus Wise Guy. All I'm going to say is check Uno Lavos round 2. That was crazy. Shout out to Uno Lavos for that. In addition to battles that we saw, we had some dope reviews come out. I want to shout out all the reviewers. The reason I'm not doing a review is because all y'all do such a great job of reviewing the culture as it is, so I didn't want to jump in. There's no point in me trying to mess with y'all. Y'all already got that shit on lock. So the reviewers that I generally check and that have blogs this week, we had Chris with Unbiased Review Blogs. He had a breakdown on the URL Vault and why those battles don't come out. Just reviewed that whole situation. He also had a interview with Hollow the Dawn titled The Road to Loaded Lux that leads up to the battle and also has a little bit after the battle. It was really interesting. He also had a UW High Stakes recap. He was there at the event, so check that out. Check out John Rhines. He also did a high stakes recap. John Rhines is with Real Battle Reviews. Angry Fan had a bunch of blogs this week. He always does one like every couple of days. Angry Fan is dope. He's really funny and entertaining. But he had a review, Big Kannon versus Moneybags, City Towers versus Presidential Dub. He also did one on the UW High Stakes recap with Three Letterman. And Ill Will versus B Magic is also included in that blog, so check that out. He also did one on the whole Cortez versus Adi Boom situation. I didn't really discuss that, but he mentions that. I also think I forgot to mention that Adi Boom released a blog going at his opponent in his next battle, and I forget who it is off the top of my head, but it was a really funny blog, and I wanted to shout out Adi Boom for just stepping it up, being one of those dudes in the PG that just stepping up the entertainment level, bringing those blogs, just adding that extra, flair to promote the battle. He also had another blog called Loaded Lux versus Murder Mook rematch and Duchess versus Bonnie Godiva. I missed that one. I didn't check it, but you should. I love Angry Fan shit. He's dope. CJ Cityy is another reviewer that I check. He had a really good one today called The Death of URL. That actually didn't come out today, but it's one of the ones he had this week, The Death of URL. A lot of people were, just saying that URL is dead because of the UW event and now Slaughterhouse, and he addresses that situation. He also had one, a review / recap of the Loaded Lux versus Hollow the Dawn. Honorable mentions, he didn't have a blog this week, but I want to shout out Jay Black. He's another dope-ass reviewer. He hosted the UW High Stakes, which is probably why he ain't got a blog out this week. He did have a blog, Danger Zone, walked into a danger zone and lost his goods, which is a very comedic take on Danger Zone versus goods. Also, I want to shout out Direct. He had a blog, a recap of Loaded Lux versus Hollow the Dawn and B Magic versus Daylight. And he doesn't really do video reviews, but he popped out this time. You can check his blogs, though, on rapgrid.com. All right, so that brings us to an end. I think I pretty much talked about everything that I can remember. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Man, let me know what you got going on. If you're a battle rapper, a blogger, reviewer, anything that's going on, I want to be on top of this, so help me be on top of this. Send me your stuff. Holla at me. It's your boy Israel. This is Battle Rap Weekly.